rehearsal. Keep that one in mind. Okay, things happen in dress rehearsals, and hopefully none of those things happen. Okay, since you do not have the benefit of a program, I'm going to tell you a little bit of, normally you read every word in this, I know. So you won't have that opportunity. The show you are about to experience, witness, suffer through is called Bellingham Burlesque of 1927. This is the description that is written in the program, and I think it kind of says it all. Fasten your seatbelts. You are about to encounter the shameless, sexist sensibilities of the 1920s. This story could be true. It was the height of prohibition, but Fairhaven was still had its bars and brothels. The Fairhaven Hotel was still standing, and it was offering helpful solace as a yogurt sanatorium. That's absolutely true. The Mount Baker Theater and this fire station number 2 were both new. They were both built in 1927. There really were 6 struggling theaters, vaudeville theaters, in Bellingham. Vaudeville, however, was in its death throes, and it had been corrupted by burlesque to its seamiest extremes. And the reason was that movies were killing them, absolutely killing them. Family audience used to go to vaudeville. When they started going to movies, vaudeville had nowhere to go but down. And that was how burlesque was born. Okay. Enter a hapless traveling burlesque troupe on the fateful night of April 29, 1927. Question?
Well, Mark Twain
Yes.
actually visited that hotel
Absolutely.
about in that era. So if you're going to do your play, you must talk about Mark Twain.
Thank you. Mark Twain is not in our show, but we will simply put him in.
No, he died before.
Well, I just thought.
Yeah, I'm sure he was quite dead.
Security.
Okay, so April 29, 1927 was the opening night of the Mount Baker Theater. This show was written by Scott Henderson and Martin Bray, and was all adapted from original burlesque and vaudeville scripts. So what you're hearing is very much what they were hearing. There are a lot of songs in it. They were mostly written in the 50s, 60s, 70s, but you'll understand why we put them in. Our cast is Martha Benedict, Martin Bray, Amanda Carpp, Paul Henderson II, and Akilah Williams. And I do want to make special note of Genny Cohn, our costumer. I can tell you, if there were not costumes in this show, it would be very close to let's make a deal, all right? Tanner Hanson is providing the lighting. Alex Romilly is our drummer. And Janet Malley is our stage manager. We're very grateful to Isabel Cormier and the Bellingham Music Club because they are our producing organization. And we have this big long list of people that we would thank, which we're not going to do. Okay. That's when you come on Thursday and you can read it in the program. Okay, welcome, thank you. Welcome to Bellingham Burlesque of 1927. House lights?
Yeah. There we go.
There we go, thank you.
It's a dress rehearsal.
Burlesque is mean and low.
Believe me, they don't know the half. For a very modest price, you can enter paradise, where a man can drown his troubles in a laugh.
Let me tell it. A burlesque show. A good old burlesque show. Forget about your troubles, it's a burlesque show.
A fabled place full of style and grace, where some poor sap will get a pie in the face.
An old routine, a tender scene, we'll have them screaming bravo from the mezzanine.
For a modest price, we'll give you paradise, a burlesque show. Chorus girls, how they'll entrance ya.
We'll stop the show when we go into our dance.
When it comes to laughs, we need to tell ya, folks,
We've got gangs!
stick and the world's best jokes. Say there, Paul, I got a friend with a wooden leg.
A wooden leg, you say? Why, that's nothing, Marty. My mother-in-law's got a cedar chest. Thank you very much.
My husband has to be the stingiest man alive. I swear, he hasn't spent $10 in 5 years.
Ah, you don't know, Stingy. My husband hasn't spent a cent in 15 years.
I'd like to meet him.
They should be letting him out next Thursday.
I didn't sleep a wink last night. There was this gorgeous woman pounding on my hotel door half the night.
What did you do?
I let her out. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our straight man, Marty. And the woman I'd like most to strand on a deserted island, the one we... Thank you. The one we burlesque folk call the diva, Keely! And of course, our bevy of beauties, our 10 terrific girls, which will be arriving shortly, right?
Yes.
Amply represented at this time by Mandy! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entirety of our acting.
I just own this theater. Really, pretend I'm not here, and I'll pretend you're not here.
A burlesque show, a good old burlesque show. It's time to introduce you to a burlesque show.
With a little song and dance and a sentimental tune.
We'll sing about Swanee and the moon in June. How Yankee Doodle Boy will make the girls all swoon. Just sit back and let us offer you a burlesque show, where we can tell a joke, sing a song, show you folks that we belong to the wonderful world of the burlesque show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad to be here tonight. It's been a whole year since our 1926 engagement, which ended so, abruptly. Now, after a whole year of touring some of our country's celebrated burlesque theaters and gymnasiums, we are honored to be back in our favorite, most beloved city. Bellingham! I recognize some of your welcoming faces. Our manager promises that this year's show will be tasteful and amusing. He wants to assure you that the unfortunate problems of last season are past and forgotten. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before the start of tonight's show, let me remind you of a few of the policies of this theater. Every Tuesday is Garter Night. Every lady accompanied by a husband, whether hers or not, will receive the absolutely free and intimate article of wearing apparel. Every Wednesday is Mother's Night. All women wishing to be mothers should stop by the manager's... All women wishing to be mothers should stop by the manager's office in the afternoon. And Thursday is Chorus Girl Talent Night.
Hey, tell the folks out front that Miss Rosie was actually released on bail.
Well, that's good to hear.
Well, she went a little too far at the last Chorus Girls Talent Night, and the police had to take her in. Well, she was supposed to rejoin the show, but she won't make it.
Why not?
Well, she was doing so well down at the police station, they decided to hold her over for 2 more nights.
As I said, Thursday night is Chorus Girl Talent Night. This week they will be performing the Ceremony of the Virgins, strictly from memory. And now, here they are, those 10 girls, 10 you saw on the marquee. Those tempting toe tappers, smoother than honey and twice as sweet. Each and every one of them a star in her own mind. The beautiful, bouncing, busting,
Wait a minute. You do not frost the cake before you bake it. You don't frame the canvas before you paint it. Sheesh. Besides, only Mandy showed up so far. No counting Rosie, we're missing 8 girls, 8. Come on, help me look for them. I'll send Keely out early. Maestro, play something to make it look like we planned all this.
What are you doing? I'm not supposed to go on yet. I've got 10 more minutes.
Keely, I run this show, and if I say you go on, you go on.
Make me.
I'll show you that I can make anybody go on stage.
What'll I do?
Whatever you want. You've always wanted to be a dancer, so cut a rug. You've got 3 minutes.
Tap your troubles away. You bounced a big check. Your mom has the vapors. Tap your troubles away. Your car had a wreck. They're serving you papers when you're the one that it always rains on. Simply try putting your Mary Janes on. Your boss just gave you the axe. There's years of back tax you simply can't pay. If a stifle of crap always lands in your lap, make a curtsy and tap your troubles away. Hello there, nice town you have here. Yes sir, we always know when we hit Bellingham. This town just smells so much. I stand at the Leopold, classy hotel, 2 towels. The kind of place you can retire to when you need something to turn your mind off. Why not try tapping your poor behind off? So through the mire and mud, through fire and flood, sincerely I say, when the wolf's at your door, there's blue we got things worked out. Almost. Looks like we got things worked out. Well, enjoy Bellingham Burlesque of 1927.
This used to be a nice theater. Nice acts. Good acts. Oh, vaudeville. When Gerald and I opened up here, there were 6 theaters like this in Bellingham. The Capitol, the Liberty, the Egyptian, the Grand, the Avalon, and this one. And oh, the acts that came through on the circuit. Fanny Bryce, Smith and Dale, Bert Law. We had them all. But by 1920, half of those theaters had put up movie screens. And that's what did it. The acts dried up and started making movies. So now it's just me. And I'm renting to burlesque. Sorry, Gerald. This would have killed him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm what you call the top banana. That is a title of great respect. Look, I'll explain it later. But for now, I am the humble night manager of the Fairhaven Hotel and Yogurt Sanatorium. What, you think I made that up? Check your 1927 phone book. Oh, that was fast. Good evening, Fairhaven Hotel front desk. You say our coffee tastes like mud? Well, it was ground this morning. Good evening, Fairhaven Hotel front desk. You say you've got a leak in your bathtub? Well, go ahead, you paid for the room. Good evening, Fairhaven Hotel front desk. What's that, madam? You say your keyhole is broken? Well, I'll be up in a moment to look into it. Good evening, Fairhaven Hotel front... Oh, it's you! Oh yeah, we're full to the rafters tonight. Big salmon convention. Yeah, there's only one room left. It's a cot in the lobby. Next guy to come in gets it. Oh, good evening, sir. Welcome to the Fairhaven Hotel. You wish a room?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a Vaseline salesman, and I just want to slip into bed.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but we're all full up. Oh, except for one great room with a view.
I'll take it.
Well, let me tell you, sir, we do run a very respectable hotel here. No noise at all.
Good, good, good. I am dead tired, and I want a good night's sleep. Rest in quiet. That's for me. Where's the room?
Back up a little bit. A little more. Right there, you're in the room.
I'm still standing in the lobby.
No, sir, this is the lobby. That is your room. Don't you see the sumptuous sunken bath?
Must be really sunken.
And the beautiful down mattress?
Must be down in the sunken bath.
Ha ha, very funny, sir. And what about the bed? Does it meet with your approval?
Say, you don't have any bed bugs, do you?
Why, sir, we don't have a single bed bug in this entire building. They're all married and have large families. Well, sir, I hope you enjoy your room. I will say good night to you. Oh, would you like a wake-up call?
Why, yes. Call me at 8 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We're all out of 8 o'clock calls.
Okay, call me twice at 4 o'clock.
I'm sorry, we can't do that either. Oh, how about I call you at 6 o'clock and tell you you have 2 more hours to sleep?
Oh, fine. Just let me rest.
All right, then. Now, just remember, sir, we've won a respectable hotel here. Peace, quiet.
Here
and sing, and then a shower. Stage door Johnnies constantly surround me. They always hound me with one request. Who can satisfy their lustful habits? I'm not a wabbit. I need somewhere. I'm tired, sick and tired of love. I've had my fill of love from below and above. Tired of being admired, tired of love uninspired. Let's face it, I'm tired. I've been with thousands of men, again and again. They promise the moon. They're always coming and going and going and coming, but always too soon. I'm tired, tired of playing the game. Ain't it a quiet shame? I'm so tired.
She's tired, sick and tired of love. She's had a fill of love
She's not a snake.
from below and above.
Can't you see she's sick? Tired,
Push!
tired of being admired.
Leave her alone!
Tired of love
Get off the
uninspired.
phone!
She's tired.
Can't you see she's pooped?
I've been with thousands of men, again and again. They sing the same tune. They start with Byron and Shelley, then jump on your belly and bust your bruise.
I'm tired of playing the game. Ain't it a friggin' shame? I'm so tired. Let's face it, everything below the waist is kaput.
Sir, I told you, this is a quiet, respectable hotel. You're antagonizing this exhausted woman. I'm afraid I will have to ask you to leave. Go and never darken our towels again!
This has been the worst night of my life.
Oh, well, maybe you could do what I do when I don't feel good.
What do you do?
Well, I go home and my wife fixes me a nice hot bath. And then afterwards, she dries me off and gives me a nice soothing alcohol rub. And then, well, and then we both start to feel just fine. But why don't you try that?
Okay, I will.
All right.
What time will your wife be home?
came here for, right? Yeah. So don't worry, we'll have those 10 terrific girls out here very shortly. Now, normally at this time we have an incredible mind-reading act, but somehow we knew you'd rather hear me sing. This... All finished? Oh, good. Okay. Anyway, this is a lovely ballad dedicated to our wonderful Keely, entitled The Things You Do. No one does the things you do, the way you do the things you do. How do you do the things you do, the way you do? How can you do the things you do? To him, to her, to me, to you, it, to them. You don't care who you do it to. I thought that you could only do the things you do the way you do to someone who would love you too. But no, not you. That's why I'm blue. Yes, I am blue because of you, because of all the things you do to anyone who asks you to. Why, even those who don't, you do. And what care I so long as you keep doing all the things you do, the way you do the things you do, keep doing them to you know who. I'd be a fool to say adieu, but that is what I'll have to do. If you don't tell me true, what are these things you do? And if I could, I too would do these things you do to me, to you, not just tonight, forever and a day. Christ! Don't get me started on the things you say, or the way you say them.
You should see those burly people backstage. Animals. Paul and Keely are at each other's throats every minute. Threats, insults, and I don't believe it one bit. You know what I see? Two people who confuse the ring of romance with the bell that comes at the end of each round. You watch them. You'll see it too.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, teacher.
Where's Polly? Polly?
Here I am, Teach.
Why are you late? Explain yourself.
Well, my little sister backed into a fan.
That's terrible.
Disaster. Get it? Disaster.
Since you were late this morning, I hope you did your arithmetic homework. What is 7 times 8?
What do you think?
I don't think I know.
Well, I don't think I know either.
Okay, smarty. What about geography? Tell me, where's the Canadian border?
Still in bed with my mother.
That's enough geography. Let's move on to history. Mandy, tell me, what happened in 1898?
Oh, the battleship Maine was sunk.
Very good, Mandy. Now, Paul, tell me what happened in the year 1900.
The battleship Maine was sunk for 2 years.
Let's move on to our English lesson. Marty, use the words defense, defeat, and detail in a sentence.
The dog jumped over defense, defeat before detail.
Depressing.
Now it's time for poetry.
Oh, I love poetry.
Well, you're the type that would.
Mandy, can you recite a poem for the class?
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick.
I bet he had some hot cross buns.
You keep this up, Smarty, and I'm going to keep you after school, pull down your pants, and spank your little bottom.
Well, you keep promising, but nothing ever happens.
Marty, what about you? Did you bring a poem? Let's hear it.
Mary had a little watch. She thought it was sublime. But then one day she swallowed it to try to pass the time.
Mary tried and tried and tried. The time it would not pass. So, if you want to know the time, just look up Mary's uncle. He's got a Rolex. Okay, Teach, how about this one? There once was a girl from Shuckson.
You think you're so smart. You may be at the head of the class in Latin and Greek, but in the dark, on a bench in the park, have you any technique? Marty?
In adding a column of figures, you may be a fast one.
Mandy?
You may know how to spell, but can you cast one?
In affairs of the world, you may be frightfully smart. But how do you do when it comes to affairs of the heart? Could you pass in love?
In love.
With a certain one beside you? Could you pass in love?
In love.
Or would you need a book to guide you on lovely nights when the lights are low? Then would you know just what to do, what you've got to do? Could you pass in love?
Could you pass in love?
Where is your romantic knowledge? Could you pass in love?
Could you pass in love?
If you can, I vote you may go one with me from A to Z, but oh, when there's a moon above, could you pass in love?
Could I pass in love?
Do the stars give you suggestions?
Could I pass in love?
Could you answer Cupid's questions
On lovely nights when the lights are low.
Then would I know just what to do, what I've got to do?
Could you pass in love?
Could we pass in love?
Yes, by to give. Could you pass in love?
Could we pass in love?
Fondly believe
You may know your geography and history, but oh, when there's a moon above, when there's a turtle dove, would you pass out or could you pass in L-O-V-E, love?
I hope you folks have strong stomachs. Little Miss Mandy, she's 30 she's a day. Burlesque.
Hello! I am 18. I have been 18 for, 11 years now. in my contract. Why do I do this? Well, back when I was 16, really 16, I had a nice job at my dad's hardware store back in Connecticut. Then, well, you've heard it all before. A high school play, a few lines of Gilbert and Sullivan, a pink fairy costume. That's all it took. I said goodbye to Mom and Dad, packed my bag, and practically walked to New York. I was getting nowhere when I auditioned for Paul. I was perfect, he said, which meant I fit the costume. I still do. Now I'm one of 10 girls 10. You know, I've learned something from this Little Miss Mandy shtick. No matter how bad things get, no matter how dark, how degrading, well, life may give you one big surprise after another. When you think you've hit the bottom and you're feeling really low, you mustn't feel discouraged. There's always one step further down you can go. When you're lying in the gutter, feeling just a bit unsure, your luck will change tomorrow. You may be lying flat face down in a sewer. Don't be afraid of a little raindrop. That don't mean nothing, bud. Just remember, one little raindrop started the Johnstown flood in Pennsylvania. When you're living on a park bench, eating grass 'cause you've no dough, your luck will change manana. You may be 6 feet under, helping it grow. So just remember, when you're lower than low, there's always one step further down you can go.
When you think you hit the bottom and you're feeling really low, you mustn't feel discouraged. There's always one step further down you can go.
That's right, come on.
Don't be afraid of a little rumble. What's that, for goodness sake? Just remember, one little rumble started the Frisco quake.
In Pennsylvania? When you're living on a park bench, eating grass 'cause you no dough, your luck will change manana. You may be 6 feet under, helping it grow. So just remember, when you're lower than low, there's always one step further down. There's always one step further down. There's always one step further down. You can go.
Now that Marty is a gentleman. He lowers his voice when he swears. And he closes the bathroom door. You know, you're fine. He's too good to be taking pies in the face from the box of that hall. He's too good for burlesque.
Say, Marty, what do you think of my new car?
Say, Paul, that's pretty nice. How's the pickup?
Oh, pickup's great. Picked up 4 blondes last night.
Is that so? Does it run good?
Oh, uphill, not so good. Downhill, you can't keep up with the damn thing.
Hey, I'm game. Why don't we ride around and find us a couple of girls?
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's head down to Skagit. With a name like that, the girls must be something. down. Don't be so anxious. Oh, here, let's look the situation over. Take a look. That's a fine lass.
And her face ain't bad either. What should I say to her?
Oh, no, say something sweet, something refined, something that'll go right through her.
Prune juice.
No. Here, I'll show you how to talk to a lady, like a gentleman.
A gentleman?
Yes, a gentleman. Here, I'll show you. How do you do?
How do I do what?
The things you do to him, to her, to me, to you.
Good God! Is that your face?
It's nobody else's but.
Could have fooled me. Get lost.
Hey, let's head up to Ferndale. Now there's a place with some action, I tell ya.
There's another one over there. She's yummy.
Oh, yes. Here, let's just take it a little bit slower this time, though. Talk about the weather.
The weather?
Yes, the weather. Here, this one. Say, my little muffin, how do you find the weather around here?
Why? Are you looking for it?
You know, if you ask me, you're pretty fresh.
If I ask you, I'm desperate. Beat it.
Ferndale. Hey, I know a place that is famous for the girls being wild and crazy.
Where's that?
Oh, it's a town called Linden. And the wooden shoe to you too. Let's park over here. That's what happens when you don't buy American, you know. Pardon me for protruding. Say, are you girls busy tonight?
That kind of information will cost you 50 cents. Dunka, 50 cents. I always keep in my shoe.
Hey, I'll chip in $1.
$1 I keep here in my bodice.
What are you looking for?
75 cents? I can see from your manners that you girls have been well reared. But we are here to warn you of the terrible fate that can befall such innocent girls like yourselves.
Is that right?
Oh yes, we have seen the depths of degradation. He was utterly dissolute, sensual, wicked, and sly.
She was utterly virtuous, virginal, sheltered, and shy.
He had to have this proper young maid, and so his plans were properly laid. This malicious, old vicious, old treacherous, lecherous guy. He fed her lobster, and sparkling wine, that crafty old swine, Her head began to swim, which was no surprise to him. And then he gratified his whim. Since that lecherous bounder got around her and led her astray. She's the picture of happiness, laughing and swinging all day. There are roses in her cheeks now, people listen when she speaks now. No one like her since the days of Salome.
Shame, 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 shame.
Here's an even more delicate, virtuous maiden I know.
Shame, shame, shame.
Who attracted an eminent, elegant, elderly beau?
Shame, shame,
He
shame.
was aflame with primitive lust, and so he vowed that have her he must. It's a typical tragical story of worry and woe.
Shame, shame, shame.
The cat,
He
he promised
promised
that they would wed.
that they would wed.
That's just what he said.
That's just what he said.
His purpose he concealed.
His purpose he concealed.
Well, he led her far afield.
Well, he led her far afield.
And then he tempted her to eat. Says that a lecherous bound got round her and led her astray.
She's the picture of happiness, laughing and singing all day.
There are roses in her cheeks now.
People listen when she speaks now. No one like her since the days of Salome. From a simple beginning, just see how her sinning has paid. She's the picture of heavenly happiness now that she's made the parade. The picture of happiness now that she's mastered the
Bit slick, don't you think? Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't you worry. Those 10 girls, 10 will be out very shortly. At this burlesque show, there's nothing we won't do, except give refunds. Now, normally to get you in the mood, we like to have lots of romantic songs. Well, we don't have a lot of time for that. So here is Mandy and Marty in a song that says it all, and I do mean it all, entitled You.
You were meant for me, just tea for two, and two for tea. You're the cream in my coffee, you're my lucky star, the dearest things I know are what you are.
There's a small hotel where you can do that you do so well. I am your village queen. This is a boy west. When you begin for me, let's face the music and dance.
What is there to say?
What is there to do? Day and night, night and day.
I get a kick out of you. You are my everything. 5'2" eyes of blue on a gossamer wing.
You're a symphony by Strauss, a poem lovely as a tree.
Oh no, they can't away from me. And when I grow too old to dream, we'll just tow through the tunnels down by the old mill stream.
Is this the
My melancholy baby, how do you do me like you do?
Sorry, don't, baby. I get a kick out of.
I only have eyes for.
I'm getting sentimental over.
I hear music when I think of. I could be happy, I could be sad, I could be good, or I could be bad. It all depends on my sweet every soul. I'm your wonderful
We had Buster Keaton, frickin' frack. Ed Wynn slept off a drunk in our dressing room. So how did this theater sink to this? It was the movies. Took away the family audience. I know you've heard that tonight, across town, they're opening the Mount Baker Theater. 35 cents for a movie ticket. Some vaudeville acts, but still. Biggest damn theater, all concrete, scared of fire. Are you ready for the irony? With the leftover concrete, they built another building across town. A firehouse. How's that for a little irony in the fire?
Nurse? Nurse! Oh, there is that new nurse.
No. Yes, doctor?
It's about time. What is your name?
Miss Honeydew, like the melons.
I like the melons, all right. Why don't you fetch me my next patient? Huh?
Yes, doctor. The doctor is ready to see you now.
Is he a good doctor?
Oh, the best. He always makes the correct diagnosis. I swear, if you come in with a disease, you will die of that disease.
Oh, are you my new patient? Please, come in, come in.
Are you the doctor?
Yes, I am the doctor. Dr. Van der Kiester.
I'm dubious.
Oh, very nice to meet you, Mr. Dubious. Please, come, sit right here. Here. Well, I guess we don't need to check your eyesight. Miss Casabas, why don't you go take those things out for some air or something?
Yes, doctor.
Well, I think we need to check your pulse. Right, since this man is dead, or my watch has stopped.
I don't think I trust you.
Oh, nonsense! I am the best. I live by the Hippocratic oath.
That's good.
Yes, you won't find a bigger hypocrite. I always prescribe the right treatment, right? For instance, a man came in a few days ago with ear syphilis.
Ear syphilis. What did you do?
Oh, I cut off his ear. And then the man came in with ptomaine poisoning.
What did you do?
Well, I cut off his toe.
That's it. I've got to go.
Oh, wait. Why did you come in?
Prickly heat.
Nurse Cantaloupe. Would you please bring in my next patient?
Oh, certainly, doctor.
Dr. Keister? I need your help.
Oh, well, my dear, you've come to the right place. Please, sit down. I can diagnose you very quickly. Let's see. It's your kidneys.
My what?
Your kidneys.
Kidneys?
Kidneys.
Oh, you must mean my kidneys.
Well, I just said that. Did you lie?
Doctor, it's much worse than that.
and your nose.
Oh, I've got a coat in my nose. Please repeat what you said. Funny noises in my head. I've got a coat in my nose. Oh, I got put myself galoshes, flannel union suits. Over my galoshes, I wear a pair of rubber boots. So I feel bad, I feel bummed. Gee, I wish that spring would come. I've got a coat in my nose. Oh, I've got a coat in my nose.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay, transition, please.
oh, help me, Dr. Vanderkeester. You're my only hope.
Let's
Oh,
not that one.
no. Can you help me?
Of course. Two spoons, We'll make a living down in Seattle somewhere. Okay.
Oh, my neck. Oh, my knees. All I do is stiff and sneeze. I've got a coat in my nose. Oh, I've got a coat in my nose. Went to see the doctor. Asked him what to do. Lordy, help the doctor. He said,
I think I've got it too.
so we lay down side by side. I'm still here, the doctor died. Oh, I've got a coat in my nose. Oh, I've got a coat in my nose.
Thank you very much.
I see we have some of the cream of Bellingham society with us tonight. Now, don't slide down in your seats. You have just as much right to be here as the rest of this riffraff. Some of you, I suspect, have been wanting some refinement and sophistication in this show. Well, Maestro, a little after-dinner music, if you please. Shall we join the ladies? Yes, do let's join the ladies and make one great big lady. Taken separately, the girls can be confusing. But as a whole, they might, I think, be quite amusing. I'd rather have one enormous lady with two tremendous eyes than 20 with 40 of ordinary size. What say we join those darling daughters? I mean, join them to each other and make one great huge mother. You maintain that if she's big, she'll be ungainly. Well, I maintain that you're a prig who spouts inanely. Oh, my cousin Denise weighed 700 pounds and wasn't fat at all. She was indeed quite slender, though tall, terribly tall. Oh, what a fine, fine morning on such a summer's day. For in the damp and sultry weather, the ladies tend to stick together. Anyway, haven't you noticed that? So, shall we join the ladies? I mean, really, join the ladies and make one great big lady. What do you say?
we had Al Jolson, for God's sake, right here on this stage. I can still see him down on one knee singing, "Sonny boy." Oh.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, that moment you've all been waiting for. The 10, count 'em, 10 Bellingham Burlesque beauties. We're cooking up something really special for you, and the recipe is simple. Maestro, I've got a secret recipe, concocted with much skill. And once you've tried my special dish, you'll never get your fill. Take 10 terrific girls, but only 9 costumes, and you'll have something grand. Take some amber lights and elegant scenery, then stir in a fine jazz band. And then some funny men and pepper with laughter. It's tart and tasty, I know. Then serve it piping hot, and what have ya got? A burlesque show. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, as promised, our 10 girls, 10! That's right, 10! I see 1! There's 2! Okay, 3. Let me guess, 4. All right, hold it, stop the show! Can it? Oh, what's going on here? Where are the 10 girls? 10!
We had a little problem.
Little problem?
We don't have 10 girls 10. We have 1 girl 1. You know, the Mount Baker Theater opened tonight. They hired all of our girls to be usherettes.
Usherettes? They don't know. What about all of them? What about this one here?
I didn't fit the uniform.
It was that unscrupulous manager, name of Brad something. He's stolen our girls. He's deliberately tried to ruin us, shut us down, through unfair business practices.
What unfair business practices?
He's paying them.
And he hired them on as usherettes? Well, that's ridiculous. They don't know how to be usherettes. They only know how to do one thing, and that's stretching it.
Well, they're gone for good, I think.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to find us some more girls. Hey? There's too much noise coming from over here. No, you need to come back in about 16 years, sweetheart. Well, I guess there's really only one thing that we can do in a cataclysmic moment such as this.
What's that?
Well, what we desperately need is intermission!
You can sit here. Are you still here after that disaster? Hey, leave now, and you can still catch the last of the talkie at the Mount Baker. I'll sell this theater to any one of you right now. During intermission, I decided I'm putting up the signs tomorrow. You can have first dibs. Anyone? Anyone? I don't blame you.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye! Court is now in session. Know ye, by these present all men are created equal of the people, by the people, for the people. Signify by saying, I, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Anyone with business before this court, make his presence known. No presents of less than $25 accepted. All rise!
Ask them!
Telephone, Your Honor.
Shut up, I know it's the telephone. Hello? Haven't I told you not to call me at work? Haven't you caused me enough pain already? I never want to hear from you again! Never!
Who was that?
My dentist. Is there a case waiting?
Yes, sir, it was delivered this morning.
Ah, yes. Did you put my share in my locker?
Yes, Your Worship.
What did you say?
I said yes, Your Worship.
That's what I thought you said.
I put your share in your locker, Your Horror.
What did you say?
Your Honor.
That's what I thought you said.
The rest was delivered to the Fairhaven Hotel.
Oh, yes, Dirty Dan's place. Lovely hotel. One problem, though. No bathrooms.
How uncanny. How uncanny.
Yeah, you're looking a little flushed yourself. Get me a banana!
A banana?
Yeah, why not? This is a court of appeals. So, do we have a case?
We have a murder case.
Oh, it's about time. What's the case?
A woman shot her lover.
Shot her lover.
In cold blood.
In cold blood? The snake. Get it? Yeah. Court is now in session. All right, bring her in.
How much longer am I going to be left cooling my heels in that detention tank? Well, you arrested me, so let's get on with my trial.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear?
Oh, constantly.
Please be seated.
So were you the felonizer or the felonizee? Were you the one who was felonated? Huh? Oh, hell with it. What's your name?
Oh, Daisy. Daisy West.
Where do you live?
Puyallup.
Spell that.
I just moved to Blaine. That's B-L-A-Y-N.
Well, so tell us what happened.
Well, Your Honor, judgy budgy, it was like this.
What are you doing, Your Honor?
Getting a closer look at this case.
Oh, I see. Scrutinizing the defendant.
If I get lucky.
Now, Miss West, tell this court exactly what happened on the night in question.
Oh, well, I was fast asleep in my boudoir at 3 o'clock in the morning when Jerome, the recently deceased, burst in without even touching my knocker.
I'm not touching that one. Or the other one.
He was a crazed man. Do you know what he demanded?
Oh, I have a pretty good idea.
A home-cooked supper.
Did you give it to him?
Certainly not.
Oh, I don't blame you. Who wants to do a spread like that at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Exactly.
Well, so, who had the gun?
He had the gun. A repeater.
Oh, a repeater. Yes, I have one of those. Well, the last part, anyway. So what happened then, Miss West?
West.
Miss West.
I grabbed his gun.
Grabbed his gun?
I grabbed his gun, and I pulled and pulled and pulled, and then it went off.
They do that. So, what do you make of this, Marty?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there sits a woman who shot her lover in cold blood. She claims he came in at 3 a.m., but she didn't report it until 3 o'clock the next afternoon.
I needed a manicure.
Well, that kind of testimony we can eliminate.
Oh, thank you. I'd like a glass of lemonade.
Oh, you poor dear. Oh, are you sure you wouldn't want something stronger?
That's the way it always starts.
Would a drink make you dizzy?
I already told you. My name is Daisy.
But he was an innocent victim of this murderess, your horseship.
Now that's enough horse shit out of you.
That woman is guilty, and I demand that you punish her to the full extent of the law.
Well, I'll certainly try. I want to see the prisoner at the bar.
But the bars aren't even open yet. Oh, Your Honor, are you going to give me a stiff sentence?
If it rests up a little while, you can count on it. Huh?
It's the mayor's wife.
Oh. Hello? What's that? You say they're picketing the courthouse. My courthouse? Why, that's terrible. That's awful. I will not stand for it. What? Oh, I see. You want to split a court at the picket house. Usual time? Goodbye. Oh. You know, I had something for this. I just know it.
So he took advantage.
Ah, yes, so he took advantage of a poor little thing like you. That's why we have him, you know.
Yes, he did. Repeatedly.
Oh, the cat. Did he ever mention marriage?
Oh, yes. He said he was married.
Well, Miss West, I'm afraid I'm going to have to make an example out of you. I am sending you to Washington, D.C. for 20 years.
Why?
Capital punishment. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? What is your defense?
Oh, Dimples, Your Honor. Dimples. Oh, them doggone dimples. Oh, they did it again. Tell me why a little indentation should start a criminal investigation. Oh, them doggone dimples. If I ever go to the pen. Oh, they'll do it again.
At 88, he seemed the fatherly kind. You wouldn't think that it would enter his mind, but sure enough, his shining armor corroded, as he expressed it as the gun exploded. Boom!
Oh, them doggone dimples. Oh, I never know when. Oh, they'll do it again. Take it up,
Take it up, take it again. That means Hey! Hey, join! Like I always say, great help's hard to find, you know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Olio. Now, for those of you who is this first burlesque show, and I know it's not, you'll know that this curtain is the Olio. It's what we use to cover up scene changes. Unfortunately, our life-size model of the Versailles Hall of Mirrors is back in Schenectady. Repossessed. But we do have the oleo. And for those of you in the know, you'll know that this is the time where a couple of comics come out and do a few jokes or sing a song. And now I'd like to introduce my favorite comic couple, Keely!
The Metropolitan Opera? That was my dream. I was born to it. Voice lessons with the great Flora Perini from the age of 9. Years of study, languages, chorus roles in the opera halls of Europe. And I finally made it. Yes, the Metropolitan Opera. A Valkyrie, no less. But alas, a Valkyrie no more. One tiny mistake. A wardrobe mishap. The entire Met went silent. Then someone down front laughed. Then more. Then the orchestra. Then everyone. The show stopped. And I liked it. Paul was there that night. He's not as uncouth as he lets on, you know. He met me at the stage door, tipped his hat, and said, "I've got a show that could use bits like yours." At least I think he said bits. Then he gave me his card. That was 1919. 3 months later, he and I were on the Burlesque bill in Toledo, and somewhere else almost every night since. So why do I do this? I like it. Yeah, it's not the Met. Yeah, I'm not the top banana. Never will be. But there you all are, watching me. Not Paul. I upstage that lovable schmuck every chance I get. And I like that too. Hey, you want to see our first Bafo act? Yeah. Paul, get out here!
Yes, sirree, feeling grand. We're an act that's in demand. Yeah, we're working steady, we're all set. Got ourselves a season and a Met. Hiya, folks!
I'm Keely, and that's Paul.
We don't need the Rodgers and Hammerstein. We're not dependent on the theater guild, 'cause you can always catch our act at the Met. I'll be Tristan.
And I'll be Brunhilde.
Oh, we don't need to play 52nd Street. It's smoking noise where everybody is out, 'cause you can always catch our act at the Met.
I'm Margarita.
And I'll be fucked by Charlie Guno.
Yeah, Charlie Bruno.
Say Italian opera, French and Dutch. Now have that added burlesque touch. And look at what a smash we made of Later Mouse.
Variety says?
Mouse packs house. Oh, we don't need that Copacabana show. We're always hidden by those gosh darn trees, but you can always catch our wreck at the Met.
And the Aida.
And I'd rather meet Giuseppe Verdi.
Dominus Brana.
And we'll be putting the wriggle into Wrigglet. Oh, you can always catch our wreck at the Met. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, direct from the New York Metropolitan Opera House, Keely will demonstrate the awesome power of the highly trained soprano voice. Keely, let him have it. I'll play Tristan. And I'll be mean by...
Jake Puccini.
Oh, Jake Puccini.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, now the diva, Keely, will expose her enormous vocal range. You might want to protect your ears on this one. Keely, give him your high V above Q. Ladies and gentlemen, the diva of burlesque, Keely! Her secret is resonance, up here, where her brain should be.
We don't need to play at the Paramount.
5 shows a day and nervous breakdowns you get.
Cause you can always catch a wreck at the Met. I'll be Lucia.
And I'll be sextet by Don Amici.
No Donatelli.
And we'll be putting the regal into Rigolet. Don't look us up at the stand, cause we'll be playing Pelleas and Melisande. Cause you can always catch a right at the Metropolitan.
Once I think I saw you save a lady's life in a rowboat out to sea. You were a hero then to me, and I thought perhaps you made this girl your wife.
Oh, Mr. Sheen, oh, Mr. Sheen. As she sank, I drove down like a submarine. Dragged her up upon the shore, and now she's mine forevermore.
Who, the lady, Mr. Larrabee?
No, the rowboat, Mr. Sheen.
That reminds me, Mr. Larrabee. Just recently, I went out on Bellingham Bay in a kayak.
A kayak?
A kayak! But it was very cold out there.
Oh yes, it does get very cold on the bay.
So, I built a small fire in the kayak. For warmth, you see. But the whole thing caught fire and sank.
That's terrible, but I hope you have learned that you can't have your kayak and heat it, too.
Oh, Mr. Larrabee. Oh, Mr. Larrabee. Today I paid a visit to a gallery. Of all the statues that they show, I think Venus de Milo is the greatest in all Greek mythology.
Oh, Mr. Sheen. Oh, Mr. Sheen. For de Milo's Venus, I'm not very keen. You see, the thing that spoils her charms is a pair of broken arms.
I didn't see them, Mr. Larrabee.
Where were you looking, Mr. Sheen?
Larrabee. Oh, Mr. Larrabee, at this burlesque I have seen some wondrous sights. See that redhead on the end? I would like to be her friend. Do you think I'll get a date with her tonight?
Oh, Mr. Sheen. Oh, Mr. Sheen. Why, you haven't got a chance to date that queen. She has millionaires, I'm told, who have lavished her with gold.
To keep her friendship, Mr. Larrabee?
To keep her mouth shut, Mr. Sheen.
Mandy, dear.
Keely, darling.
Mwah. Mwah.
Oh, I so admire you, Keely. Such a mature performer. I mean, what a career you've had. And here you are, still performing. Other women your age would be pining over their lost youth.
Oh, he's not lost. He's hiding in my dressing room. But you, Mandy, have I told you what a pleasure it is to work with you night after night after night?
Why, no. We don't want to give these folks the wrong impression. The fact is, we couldn't be closer.
That's close enough. I haven't had all my shots. We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
If I call you uncouth, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?
though now and again I'm aware that my candid opinion may sting.
Though often my frank observation might scald. I've been meaning to tell you for years, you should keep your hair natural, like mine.
If I kept my hair natural like yours, I'd be bald.
But darling, we'll always be dear companions, my crony, my mate. We'll always be harmonizing.
Orphan Nanny and Sandy,
Like Amos and Andy.
if I say that your sense of style as far off as your youth, it's only that. Who else but a bosom buddy will tell you the whole stinking truth?
So sweet of you. Each time that a critic has written, your voice is the voice of a frog. Straight to your side to defend you, I rush. I'm there every time that the world makes an unkind remark. When they say Mandy Carpp is the world's greatest lush. It hurts me.
And if I say your fangs are showing, girl, pulling your claws, it's simply that. Who else but a bosom buddy will notice the obvious flaws?
I feel it's my duty to tell you. It's time to adjust to your age. You try to be Little Miss Mandy when you're Lady Macbeth. Exactly how old are you, Mandy? The truth?
Well, how old do you think?
I'd say somewhere in between 30 and death. But sweetie,
I'll always be
something wrong, friend?
Oh, a kind voice. Oh, and you have a kind face. Well, I can't. I won't bore you with my sob story. But you forced it out of me. I wasn't always a worthless bum. Once I had a good life, well educated, a good job, a loving, devoted wife, and a precious child. And when one day all that changed when a stranger came into my life, I took him in, I fed him, clothed him, set him up in business, and then one terrible day, I came home to find the stranger had run off with my wife. I swore revenge! I sold my businesses, sold everything, so I could find the man who had stolen my life. I searched everywhere, from one end of the country to the other. It took every cent I had, and it ruined my health. I was about to give up until then. I saw him. There he was. Yes, there, where the water, the water, it came cascading down, 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 down in a thundering torrent. Yes, there, at
Whatcom Falls?
Whatcom Falls! Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch, I crept up on him to exact my revenge. I grabbed him by the arm, and I beat him, and I kicked him, and I bit him, and I grabbed my hands around his.
You know how this routine goes. I get beaten and strangled over and over. You might wonder, why do I do it? You see, they hired me as a straight man. I feed this guy lines and he whacks the jokes into the balcony. But in my heart, I'm a hoofer. A dancer. No money in that. At least a straight man gets a dressing table and a weekly check. But I'm still a hoofer. Would you like to see a little... Oh, where was I? Stop it! Wait a minute! What are you doing? What's wrong with you?
Oh, but you're not him. You're my friend, the strange kind face.
That's right! What the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, I'm so sorry, my friend. Forgive me. Oh, what have I done? It's just when I hear the name of that place, it takes me back to that black moment, and I lose all sense, and I just want to kill.
Wait a minute! I didn't say it!
Say what?
Whatcom Falls!
Whatcom Falls! Slowly I turn, step by step, inch by inch, and I grabbed him, and I beat him, and I kicked him, and I bit him, and I beat him to the ground, and I began to strangle him!
It's times like this, 9 shows a week, I let my mind wander a bit. Can't you blame me? I'm always thinking of one thing. Brush off my dancing shoes. Stop wasting time. Put on my dancing shoes. Watch my spirits collide. When me and my girlie was playing the Burley in 25, there wasn't a word of you never had heard of this thing called jive. We got a chance to go into our dance. There was just one dance alive. We gave him the old soft shit. There wasn't a number suggesting a rub on all the bit. And as for the conga of Madame Lazanga, it just was nil. They'd all of them paid, and the balcony trade wouldn't leave their seats until we gave them the old soft shoe. Dances come, dances go, like the changes of the moon. For a fad is always short and sweet. found that the music goes round till it's back again. And the Swanee River will flow on forever because they played it when we gave her the old soft shoe. Now stop that! You can't attack me just because I said whatever it was I said.
I'm sorry, my friend. Please forgive me. Have you ever been there by any chance?
Oh yes, I love Whatcom Falls.
Whatcom Falls! Slowly I turn. 7 by 7. Inch by inch. And I grabbed a handful of Whatcom Falls and I threw it at him. Alrighty then, well, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we normally have an internationally renowned dog act featuring Monsieur Le Pooch and his trained dogs. Siberian Huskies, French Poodles, and some strange-looking puppies. Unfortunately, the act was impounded at the state line by border collies. So, no dogs. But we do have the next best thing. Keely in an act of desperation.
No king or tsar, no Dempsey or Jean Tunny, no movie star, his face was kind of funny. No Lochinvar, but lordy, he had money. That Mr. Man of mine, he loved me so, and oh, how well he knew me when I was low and feeling sad and gloomy. He'd always know and bring home diamonds to me. That Mr. Man of mine. Once he was a big shot, swimming in cash, champagne and roses all around. Yeah, he was a big shot. Then came the crash, and Jack came tumbling down. My life is black since that rich man adored me. I've had no lack of men, but they all bored me. He wants me back, but now he can't afford me. Ours was a fire whose flame was to grieve. God's my desire, now he's on relief. That Mr. Man of mine. No king or tsar, no Dempsey or Jean Tunny, no movie star, his face was
I can see it on your faces. Why do I do this? Well, since everyone seems to be reciting their memoirs tonight, I'll share a little secret with you. Before Gerald and I bought this theater back in the day, he was an accountant for the Schuberts in New York, and I was a vaudeville headliner. Well, practically a headliner. My two sisters and I had an exotic dance act. I've got the clippings if you want to see them. And then Gerald and I got married. And pretty soon it became clear that New York wasn't big enough for 3 Benedict girls and 1 husband. So we moved out here, bought this theater with Gerald's connections and my dancing. We made a pretty good go of it. Then my hip went, and Gerald, and then vaudeville just, so. But I'm still here. Here's another secret. You've been robbed. There are no Bellingham beauties backstage. And Paul has taken it out on Marty, and the poor guy is just frantic. In vaudeville, we would have all pitched in to help. But in burlesque, I don't know.
Hey! Well, most of you are still here. Thank you very much. Don't you worry. We're gonna have those 10 Bellingham Burlesque beauties out here in no time. Yeah, quicker than you can say, Marty, you're fired! So, why do I do this? I am the top banana. That's like a position of royalty in burlesque. It means I'm the headliner, the comic, the guy with all the punchlines. Years ago, I started out as a straight man. Back then, it was third banana. Stooge role, usually there to get a pie in the face from the other guys. But then, it was second banana. And I was squirting seltzer in the face of the new guy, just waiting for the top banana to, slip up. Then, one day, he misses a train. Nobody knows why. And suddenly, there I am, center stage, getting all the laughs. Then I found Mandy, Keely, Marty, never looked back. Burlesque performers aren't judged on their talent. God forbid. It's the status of our tours, actually. You see, when you're playing the big time, you're doing the Burley circuit, playing the biggest theaters in all the cities. The Roxy, Trocadero, all of them, getting an actual salary. But when you're small time, well, you're opening and closing your own curtain in some tent show. Now, if you're smart, you can work your way up from small to big. You see, there's the small time, and the medium time, and the big time, and the medium, small time, and the medium time, and the big time, and Kiwanis, tall time, big time, looks down on medium time, looks down on small time, looks down on accordion players, big time, small, big, medium time, on the road from Maine to Dallas, hoping we can play the palace. But tonight, we're here. Well, this is Bellingham. No big time theaters in Bellingham. This is medium small time. Oh, but don't get us wrong. Hey, we love it. A lot burlesque shows like ours make a stop in Bellingham. We've had 7 years of prohibition, in case you don't remember. And there aren't a lot of cities that are this close to an open border and an open bar. It's smarts like that that made me the top banana. There are no comics like low comics who finally make the grade. Just recall, sweethearts, all the bits and starts and the puny parts they played. If you wanna be the top banana, you gotta start at the bottom of the bunch. You gotta know the joke about the farmer's daughter, then take it in the kisser with the soda water. If you wanna be a burlesque comic, it's basic training for you to take a punch. You gotta roll your eyes and make a funny face, then do a take and holler, this must be the place. If you wanna be the top banana, you gotta start from the bottom up. It doesn't matter if the jokes are clean or shady, make fun of anybody, even your old lady. What's the difference if she's someone's mother? She's a straight man and ought to know her boss. She raised you from an infant and she's kind and sweet, but does she know the way to get to Holly Street? If you wanna be the top banana, you gotta start from the bottom. Thank you very much. Oh, finally, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased and relieved to give you the Bellingham Burlesque Beauties of 1927!
Every night at the Burlesque Theater, as the sound of the orchestra starts to swell, we walk out to begin our number, and the boys in the balcony start to yell. They holler, take it all off, take it all off. Please, ladies, take it all off. Come on and show us your fabulous riches. Come on and put back the starch in our britches. Ladies, we don't want fans, we don't want doves. You won't turn us on just by dropping the gloves. We want the ultimate thrill of our lives. Lend us a wish if we showed you our wives. So ladies, wind it up, shake it up, grind it up, take it all off. And now, the Bellingham Burlesque of 1927 is proud to present our newest star, Martha Benedict.
Every night at the Burlesque Theater, as the sound of the orchestra starts to swell, I walk out to begin my number, and the boys in the balcony start to yell. They holler, Put it back on. Put it back on. Please, lady, put it back on. They all hate the fervor that's growing. Drape a flag on whatever is showing. Don't touch the glove. Don't drop the sheet. We shudder to think what there is underneath. The body's a mess and the talk is a fright. They'll give me $2 if I spare them a sight. They holler, back it up, jack it up, jack it up. If you can't beat him, shake him! Oh! My figure has fallen. Let's face it, my dear. 2 drops of beans would make 1 good brassiere. So lady, rip it up, lift it up, zip it up, put it back
an act you will never forget for the rest of your life. In fact, I think I can guarantee you that the last thought going through your head before you die is going to be, whew, at least I don't have to remember that again. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, another hand for the venerable, practically immortal Martha!
You jealous, conniving little tart!
Let go of my hair!
I will, when I flush it down the toilet!
Oh,
Ladies, please, take this outside.
So, well, usually by now the police have arrived, so all in all, not a bad night. Well, it looks like another early morning train for us. But in the meantime, oh, we're headed up to Surrey.
Lots of bars in Surrey.
He begged to do that. But you deserve the grand finale. Maestro? I got a secret recipe concocted with much skill. And once you've tried my special dish, you'll never get your fill. Take 1 terrific girl. A straight man. A stripper, something grand. Mix in some amber lights. Very funny. And elegant costumes. Then stir in a fine
ton of ham.
And pepper with laughter.
It's tart and tasty, I know. So you've been grand to let us offer you a good old burlesque show where we can tell a joke